Assalomu alaykum. Mirzo Ulug'bek nomidagi O'zbekiston Milliy universiteti Xorijiy filologiya fakulteti Ingliz filologiyasi kafedrasi o'qituvchisi Azamatova marhabo. Bugungi fanimiz chet tillarni o'qitishning integrallashgan kursi. Bugungi darsimiz Anticipating problems in the classroom. Let's continue our lesson in English. In today's lesson, we will look through different kind of problems we may face in the classroom and we'll find the solution for those problems. After graduating university, you will be ESL teacher and you must learn to consistently adapt to your students' needs. Many times, this means dealing with a variety of problems in the classroom, many of which are all too common occurrences. A good ESL teacher must be able to recognize these common problems and work to find solutions. Let's look at the problems. The first problem is students become overly dependent on the teacher. If the teacher obliges them with the answer each time, it can become a detrimental problem. Instead of that, focus on giving positive encouragement. Instead of giving answer for the question each time, let your students find the answers themselves. When you give a chance to think themselves, their critical thinking will be improved, of course. And they just do not depend on you and find the answer, find the solution for the problem independently. Next question is persistent use of first language. Many teachers face such kind of problems during the lesson. Students just ignore, just do not want, or just don't know how to speak in English. But as a teacher, you should persuade them speaking English because English lesson be only 3 times in a week, maybe, or 2 times in a week, and it continues only 45 minutes. If your students do not speak during the 45 minutes in English lesson, their speaking and their English will be improved very slowly. That's why, even if you may punish them for speaking, for using their first language. Punishing it means giving more exercises or activities, or learning by heart poems and retelling the stories, and etc. Next problem is student is defined rowdy or distracting of others. Some students behave themselves very inappropriate way, and in such situations they distract their friends and their group mates, and your lesson, of course, will not be good organized in such situations. That's why, as a teacher, you should find the solution for such kind of problems. The first solution would be show your dominance, and you should be strict and institute discipline if needed. You should be strict, of course, and if you do not solve the problem yourself, you may ask the authority. You may ask the help from authority. And the second way or second solution would be ignoring them. Just ignore them, continue the lesson. They distract others first time, and the second time they also distract others, and they may not find interesting or easy distracting others each time. That's why they may join their friends and do English. Next problem is students hijack lesson. It means the lesson doesn't go where you want it to. Sometimes students' interests are very high and they just participate the lesson and let's say they want to discuss another thing from the topic because they are interested in that topic, they are interested in that, let's say, sphere. In that case, as a teacher, you should let them to speak, but not too long. You shouldn't skip the main topic. That's why, please speak is it let your students speak about their favorite things, their favorite hobby, and discuss their favorite topic. After discussing 10 or 15 minutes, you should come back to the topic and you should conduct the lesson which you planned beforehand. Never skip the lesson. Next, personalities clash. Young learners, these such kind of problems we may face when we teach young learners. Yeah. If drama arises between certain students, the easiest solution is to separate them from one another. You may just show the first desk for the first people, and for the second people, you may show the last desk in the room. If the tension persists, switching a student to another classroom may be your only option. Students unclear what to do or do the wrong thing. This problem can be teacher's mistake and at the same time the student's mistake. When teacher give instruction unclearly, students do not understand what to do. Students do not know what to do. In such cases, you should use your gestures, your mime, face expressions in order to give a clear instruction. And of course, you should show sample work. You should show model of the work. After that, your students realize it and understand what to do and keep going on. Keep doing the activity. If just students do not listen when you are giving the instructions, it's the student's fault. In such cases, just ask the students be attentive during the lesson and do their tasks. Sometimes students are bored, inattentive, or unmotivated. If all of the students in the classroom are unmotivated and are bored during the lesson, of course it's teacher's fault, but only one or two students are inattentive and bored, it's a student's fault. You should plan the lesson beforehand and you should try to conduct interesting activities. Strong student dominance. If certain students begin to constantly steal the show, you should take care. You should encourage to speak not so strong students because not so strong students may know the answer but they may hesitate to speak about it. That's why you should encourage them to be active during the lesson and try to give more difficult tasks to strong students. Students are unprepared. In some situations, next lesson are Next lessons are related to the homework. Without homework, you cannot continue the lesson. In such situations, you should concentrate on a more shared learning experience. You should divide them into groups and you should ask the homework in the beginning of the lesson. And after doing the homework, you may continue the lesson. The last problem which we talk today, tardiness. If tardiness becomes a problem for members of your class, make sure they are disciplined. You should set rules about tardiness and penalties for breaking them. Your students should learn to come and prepare the lesson on time. I hope all of you understood and know what kind of problems you may face in the classroom as a teacher, and you may know how to solve them. Thanks for your attention and goodbye.